Welcome to Place Picks. Today, we're diving into a crucial topic that could save you time, money, and a lot of stress. If you're thinking about making a big move abroad, you'll want to hear this first. We're uncovering the top 10 countries people regret moving to and the real reasons behind their disappointments. From cultural shocks and safety concerns to bureaucratic nightmares and high living costs, these are the places that might not live up to your expectations. Stick around to find out which countries made the list and why they might not be your dream destination after all. The first country in our ranking will absolutely shock you. Let's get started. Number 10. Italy. Italy, the land of mouth-watering pasta, romantic gondola rides, and bureaucratic nightmares? Yes, you heard that correctly. While Italy might seem like a dream destination with its picturesque landscapes and rich history, many expats find themselves tangled in a web of red tape that would make even the most patient person scream, "Mamma mia!" Imagine trying to set up a simple bank account or get a phone line, and it feels like you've entered an endless loop of paperwork and office visits. It's like trying to finish a lasagna that's taller than the Leaning Tower of Pisa, delicious at first, but eventually overwhelming. Then there's the job market. Italy's economy, much like its famous Leaning Tower, isn't exactly standing upright. Many expats move with visions of thriving careers, only to find themselves stuck in a rut, battling high unemployment rates and a stagnant job market. Picture this. You, a talented professional, end up working part-time as a tour guide for the Colosseum, pointing out where the gladiators used to fight while silently battling your own job market struggles. It's not exactly the Dolce Vita you signed up for, is it? And let's talk about the cost of living. Yes, sipping an espresso in a charming piazza sounds divine, but those espressos add up. Cities like Rome and Milan can be surprisingly expensive, especially when it comes to housing. Imagine paying rent that makes your wallet cry louder than an opera singer hitting a high note. Plus, dealing with landlords who might be more dramatic than a scene from La Traviata adds to the stress. Before you know it, you're reminiscing about the affordability of home, wondering if that slice of authentic Italian pizza was really worth it. So, while Italy has its undeniable charms, it's essential to be prepared for the less romantic realities that might make you regret packing your bags. Number 9. Egypt. Land of the pyramids, the Nile, and constant honking traffic? While Egypt might conjure images of ancient wonders and vibrant bazaars, living there can sometimes feel like being stuck in a never-ending cacophony of car horns and bustling crowds. Picture yourself trying to enjoy a peaceful evening stroll, only to be greeted by the relentless symphony of Cairo's traffic jams. It's like living in a real-life action movie where crossing the street feels like dodging chariots in an ancient Egyptian race. Exciting? Maybe. Exhausting? Definitely. And then there's the climate. Yes, we all love a bit of sunshine, but Egypt takes it to a whole new level. The scorching heat can make you feel like a mummy, wrapped up and desperately seeking shade. Imagine stepping out for groceries and coming back feeling like you've crossed the Sahara. The relentless sun isn't just a part-time gig here, it's a full-time blazing inferno. Air conditioning becomes your best friend, and suddenly, you're reminiscing fondly about those rainy days back home. Let's not forget the cultural adjustments. While Egyptian hospitality is second to none, the cultural differences can be quite the adjustment for newcomers. The pace of life, the social norms, and the everyday customs can be a bit of a shock. Imagine being invited to a local dinner and trying to navigate the unspoken rules of hospitality, all while your taste buds are on a wild ride through a buffet of unfamiliar but delicious dishes. It's an adventure, but one that can sometimes leave you longing for the familiar comforts of home. So, while Egypt's history and culture are undeniably captivating, living there might just come with a few more plot twists than you bargained for. Number 8. Greece, the cradle of Western civilization, where ancient ruins meet stunning beaches and where every meal feels like a celebration. But before you pack your bags for a life of feta cheese and ouzo, let's talk about why some people end up regretting their move. First up, the infamous Greek bureaucracy. Imagine trying to get a simple permit or open a bank account, only to feel like you're reenacting the trials of Hercules. Instead of slaying hydras, you're wrestling with endless paperwork and government offices that seem to operate on their own mysterious schedules. It's like trying to navigate the labyrinth, but instead of finding the Minotaur, you're just hoping for a functional internet connection. Then, there's the economic instability. While Greece's beauty is timeless, its economy has seen better days. Many expats arrive with dreams of finding work in paradise, only to face a job market as rocky as the Acropolis itself. You might envision a laid-back life running a beachside taverna, but the reality often involves hustling for seasonal work and dealing with the unpredictability of Greece's financial situation. Picture this. You're serving moussaka to tourists while nervously checking the news for the latest economic updates, wondering if you'll need to pick up a second job selling souvlaki on the side. And let's not forget about the lifestyle adjustments. Yes, the idea of living in a charming Greek village sounds idyllic, but daily life can come with its own set of challenges. For example, strikes and protests are not uncommon, which can disrupt your plans in the most unexpected ways. Imagine planning a weekend getaway to Santorini, only to find out the ferries are on strike and you're stuck on the mainland, trying to make the best of it with an impromptu souvlaki feast. Plus, the slower pace of life, while appealing at first, can become frustrating when you're used to the efficiency of more fast-paced countries. So, while Greece offers a postcard-perfect backdrop, be prepared for the everyday realities that might make you question if Zeus himself is testing your patience. Number 7. China. China, the land of ancient history, breathtaking landscapes, and internet restrictions that could make a tech enthusiast weep. While moving to China might sound like an adventure filled with dumplings and dragon dances, many expats find themselves frustrated by the Great Firewall. Picture this. You're trying to post your epic Great Wall selfie, only to realize Facebook, Instagram, and Google are all blocked. It's like being in a digital desert, desperately searching for an oasis of VPNs just to stay connected with the outside world. Suddenly, navigating the vast cyber maze of China feels like an epic journey straight out of a kung fu movie. Then there's the pollution. Oh, the pollution. In cities like Beijing and Shanghai, the smog can get so thick you might need a map just to find the nearest noodle shop. Imagine waking up, looking out your window, and seeing nothing but a grey haze that makes London fog look like a light morning mist. Your dreams of morning jogs along scenic boulevards quickly transform into indoor treadmill sessions accompanied by an air purifier working overtime. It's like living in a never-ending foggy day with the added bonus of coughing fits and a permanent urge to wear a face mask. Cultural differences can also be a major shocker. While Chinese culture is rich and fascinating, adapting to it can be a bit like trying to master chopsticks for the first time, awkward and occasionally embarrassing. For instance, the concept of personal space in China might leave you feeling like a sardine in a can during rush hour on the subway. And let's not forget the language barrier. Mandarin is notoriously difficult to learn, and even a simple trip to the market can turn into a game of charades. You ask for chicken and somehow end up with tofu, leaving you to ponder if you accidentally ordered in an ancient dialect. So, while China has its allure, it's essential to brace yourself for these challenges that might make you second-guess your decision to move. Number 6. Russia. While the idea of moving to Russia might conjure up romantic visions of strolling through Red Square or exploring the Siberian wilderness, the reality often involves navigating a labyrinth of paperwork. Imagine trying to register your address only to encounter a queue that rivals the length of the Trans-Siberian Railway. Each step requires multiple stamps, signatures, and a patience level that could rival a saint's. It's like playing a never-ending game of bureaucratic Tetris where the pieces never quite fit. And then there's the climate. If you think you can handle winter, think again. Russian winters are a whole new level of cold, where frosty is an understatement. Picture yourself bundled up in layers upon layers of clothing, yet still feeling the icy wind cut through like a sharpened scythe. Activities you once enjoyed, like going for a run or even just walking to the store, become epic journeys of survival. And just when you think you've seen the worst, the snow starts melting, turning streets into slushy obstacle courses. Your dream of a picturesque snowy wonderland quickly morphs into a daily battle against the elements that even a Russian bear would find daunting. Cultural differences and language barriers also pose significant challenges. Russian is a complex language, and the Cyrillic alphabet can make you feel like you're deciphering ancient runes. Simple tasks like reading a menu or navigating public transport can turn into cryptic puzzles. Imagine ordering what you think is a comforting bowl of soup, only to receive a gelatinous meat dish that looks like it belongs in a science experiment. Social interactions can be just as tricky, with Russians' famed stoicism often leaving you wondering if you've accidentally offended someone by simply saying hello. So, while Russia offers incredible experiences, these everyday challenges can quickly turn the excitement of moving there into a cold, bureaucratic, and linguistically baffling reality. Number 5. South Africa. South Africa, a country renowned for its stunning landscapes, vibrant cultures, and alarmingly high crime rates? Yes, the allure of Table Mountain and safari adventures often comes with the stark reality of safety concerns. Many expats drawn by the beauty of Cape Town or the wild allure of Kruger National Park find themselves constantly on edge, like they're in the midst of an endless thriller movie. Imagine locking your car, then locking your house, then locking your gate, all while clutching your pepper spray like it's a lucky charm. Suddenly, your dreams of sipping wine in the winelands turn into a careful calculation of risk versus reward. Let's talk about infrastructure, or the lack thereof. Power outages, lovingly referred to as load shedding, can disrupt your Netflix binge at the most climactic moment. Imagine you're about to discover who the murderer is, and poof, darkness. You're left clutching your popcorn in suspense, cursing the unreliable electricity. Roads can be a bit of a roller coaster ride too, with potholes that could swallow a small car. It's like driving in an obstacle course, only this one isn't nearly as fun, and your suspension takes a beating. Living in South Africa can sometimes feel like navigating through a never-ending episode of Survivor. Then, there's the job market and economy, which can be as unpredictable as a Cape Town weather forecast. One minute, it's sunny, with promises of opportunity, and the next, a storm of unemployment and economic woes. Many expats move to South Africa with hopes of thriving careers, only to find themselves caught in the reign of job scarcity and economic instability. Picture yourself suited up for an interview, only to discover the company has shut down, leaving you drenched in disappointment. While South Africa's natural beauty and cultural richness are undeniable, these practical challenges can make you question whether the adventure was worth the reality check. Number 4. Brazil. Brazil, the land of samba, stunning beaches, and sky-high crime rates that could make even the most daring adventurer think twice. Moving to Brazil might conjure images of dancing at carnival and sipping caipirinhas by the sea, but many expats find themselves facing a harsh reality. Picture this. You're strolling down Copacabana feeling like you're in a postcard when suddenly you're clutching your bag tighter than a footballer holding the World Cup. Safety concerns in cities like Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo can turn everyday outings into high-stakes missions. It's like living in an action movie, but without the cool special effects and with way more stress. Then there's the bureaucracy. Brazilian bureaucracy, a labyrinth of paperwork that makes the Amazon rainforest look like a neat little garden. Imagine trying to get a simple document processed and finding yourself entangled in a web of appointments, stamps, and signatures. It's like playing a never-ending game of Monopoly, where every turn requires a visit to yet another government office. You thought you were moving to a land of sun and samba, but now you're starring in your own version of bureaucratic survivor, trying to outwit, outplay, and outlast the paperwork jungle. And let's not forget the language barrier. Portuguese might sound beautiful, but learning it can be as tricky as mastering the intricate steps of a samba dance. You think you're asking for directions to the nearest supermarket, but end up being directed to a samba school instead. Everyday tasks become an adventure, like trying to explain to a plumber that your shower's leaking, only to accidentally invite him to a barbecue. Add to that the cultural differences, such as the infamous Brazilian time, where being fashionably late is practically a national pastime. Your punctuality might turn into a lonely wait, wondering if you got the time wrong or if everyone else is just running on Brazil's unique clock. Number 3. Nigeria. While the prospect of moving to Nigeria might sound like an adventure filled with jollof rice and Afro beats, many expats find themselves in a whirlwind of unexpected difficulties. Imagine landing in Lagos, ready to embrace the hustle and bustle, only to find yourself stuck in traffic jams that make LA gridlock look like a Sunday drive. Picture this. You're trying to get to a meeting, but you spend more time contemplating the meaning of life in traffic than actually getting to your destination. It's like living in a never-ending episode of Survivor Traffic Edition. Safety concerns are another major issue. While Nigeria is home to some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet, it also has its fair share of security challenges. From petty theft to more serious threats, the constant vigilance can be exhausting. Imagine trying to enjoy a night out, only to find yourself clutching your belongings tighter than a contestant on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, clutching their final answer. It's like always being on high alert, waiting for the unexpected twist in your own personal thriller movie. And then there's the infrastructure, or sometimes the lack thereof. Power outages are so frequent that they have their own nickname, NPA Take Light. Just when you're about to send an important email or finally finish that Netflix series, poof, darkness descends. It's like living in a game where the main objective is to keep your devices charged and your sanity intact. Water supply issues, pothole-ridden roads, and unreliable internet can add to the daily frustrations. Imagine taking a shower with the precision of a bomb diffuser because you never know when the water might cut out. So while Nigeria has its undeniable charm and vibrant culture, it's essential to be prepared for these realities that might make you rethink your relocation plans. Number 2. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, a land of stunning deserts, luxurious malls, and cultural adjustments that can make you feel like you've landed on another planet. While moving to Saudi Arabia might conjure up images of Arabian Nights and endless dunes, many expats find themselves struggling with the country's strict cultural norms. Imagine this. You've just landed and you're ready to explore, but wait. You have to navigate a labyrinth of rules about dress codes, public behavior, and even interactions between genders. It's like trying to play a game where you don't know all the rules, and the referee is always watching. Then there's the lack of entertainment options, at least in the traditional Western sense. Forget about going to the movies or enjoying a spontaneous night out at a bar. Those options are off the table. Instead, your weekends might involve indoor picnics or social gatherings where the main event is a heated debate over the best brand of hummus. Imagine explaining to your friends back home that your idea of a wild night now includes a lively game of Scrabble. It's a different pace of life, to say the least, and it can leave thrill-seekers feeling like they're missing out on the action. And let's talk about the climate. Saudi Arabia's summer heat can be so intense, it makes a sunny day in the Sahara seem like a cool breeze. Temperatures often soar past 110 degrees Fahrenheit, making outdoor activities feel like you've stepped into an oven. Picture this. You're all set for a morning jog, but the moment you step outside, you're instantly drenched in sweat, and that's before you've even started moving. Air-conditioned spaces become your best friend, and you start planning your entire life around the shortest distance between two air-conditioned points. So, while Saudi Arabia offers unique experiences and opportunities, it's essential to prepare for the cultural, social, and climatic challenges that might make you rethink your Arabian adventure. Topping our list is India. While the idea of moving to India might fill your imagination with images of majestic palaces and bustling markets, the reality can be a bit more intense. Imagine stepping out of the airport and being immediately engulfed in a symphony of honking horns, street vendors, and the occasional cow strolling down the road. The chaos is part of the charm, but for some, it's like diving headfirst into a masala mix of sensory overload. Your first trip to the market might leave you more dizzy than dazzled as you dodge rickshaws and haggle for mangoes in a language that feels as foreign as Sanskrit. Then there's the pollution. The air quality in cities like Delhi can give even the most seasoned traveler pause. Picture this. You decide to take a morning jog, only to realize you're running through a cloud that looks like it's straight out of a dystopian sci-fi movie. Breathing can feel like you're auditioning for a role as a deep-sea diver, only without the oxygen tank. And let's not forget the water issues. Drinking tap water is a gamble you don't want to take, leading you to develop an almost romantic relationship with bottled water. It's your constant companion, like a loyal sidekick in your daily quest for hydration and stomach stability. Cultural differences are another biggie. While Indian hospitality is legendary, adapting to local customs can be a roller coaster ride. Imagine being invited to a wedding and finding yourself in the midst of a 3-day extravaganza that makes the Godfather trilogy look like a short film. The food is delicious, but can be a fiery trial by spice for the uninitiated. And speaking of trials, navigating the bureaucracy can be an epic saga worthy of its own Mahabharata. Trying to get a simple task done might involve a labyrinth of paperwork, multiple office visits, and a level of patience that would impress even a seasoned yogi. So, while India offers an unforgettable experience, be prepared for these challenges that might make you question your Bollywood-inspired dreams. Dear friends, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more. Till next time.